Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Controversy, the Speedcast. I'm your co-host, Ike Isaacs, and today I am joined with the flaccid, the maniacal, the incontinent Salsa Shark.
I'm only incontinent when I have Taco Bell. Come
on. Fair. Actually, speaking of, I had Taco Bell for dinner last night. It was pretty good.
It's been a while for me, even though I have a gift card there.
Damn, didn't you go to get some Taco Bell then?
Oh
my God.
I got that gift card because of a birthday that just passed.
Yeah, I was like, for people who didn't know, I think I forgot to forgot to mention your birthday and my birthday. So if people are curious, Salsa's birthday was on the 20th last month, and then my birthday was the 16th of September. I'm pretty sure I forgot to mention both of our birthdays. So that's my bad.
Man,
it's the years start coming and they really don't stop coming.
I'm already 25% through life.
You only plan on living until 100?
I mean, let's be real. That's a liberal estimate. I'm
You're
aiming
like
closer to like 60 at most.
You're like, I'm actually like 90% through.
I mean, I just had a midlife crisis, so.
Same. Your quarter life crisis.
No, mid.
That's true. I guess that's true, especially if you're only looking to aim for 50.
Now, you know what they say, 50 can be some of your best years, so why not just cut it short?
Damn. Other than being increasingly depressing, oh man, that's funny shit, bro. it's a midlife crisis because I ain't living past 50. Oh man. So anyhow, back to the whole podcasting thing. Well, first and foremost, we took a week off last week. It was weird because last Monday, me and Salsa tried to record, and Salsa actually had some people visiting him in the room that he usually records in. They were staying in there, so he didn't really have
studio.
Basically, the office.
I mean, the question is, how does it sound right now? Like, do I sound good enough? Because right now I'm just not even in the office. I'm just in the room, so I don't know if it sounds good or bad or.
I mean, for the most part, you sound fine. I mean, you definitely have sounded worse. So,
I mean, that's. I think that's uncalled for, but.
So yeah. So last week we decided, okay, we're not going to record Controversy. We're not going to worry about it. And then also, I was like, man, it was like Wednesday, and I was like, I hadn't even written a script for a conspiracy theory video, so I'm like, I'm just going to take a week off. I was pretty burnt out, so I was like, let's just take a week off. So we took a week off, and the week that we took off, we ended up hitting 700 subscribers. And we also had our first video reach 10,000 views. It was the conspiracy theory video, so if anyone wants to go check it out, it's God's Ego Death, I think is what it was. Reached 10,000 views. Pretty proud of that. And, we've garnered quite a significant following, I feel like, for a channel that's only a little over a year old now. So,
one of these days, I'm going to have to do a conspiracy video myself just to get some recognition around here.
Hey, we can do a conspiracy theory video together. I'm down for that. But
I mean, this is a generic podcast, so we can really just throw conspiracies in here if we want. No big deal.
Right. Hey, yeah, if you ever want to talk about conspiracy, I've gone down so many fucking rabbit holes, man, with conspiracies. It's not even funny. I filmed, edited, and all that good stuff. The 23rd episode of Conspiracy Theories with Ike, and a commenter asked for the theories that I'm covering on Friday to be covered. So it should be interesting. But yeah, I had to go down some really deep rabbit holes for that one. Like I had to go to old archived like 4chan threads and shit, which was a mistake. But
And so that's how you know you're about to get into either a very boring, very racist, or a very unique topic.
Yeah, honestly, it was very boring because it basically had no extra information. It had a lot of people making the same bullshit assumptions and whatnot, but you know how it is.
I
Anyhow,
mean, that's just social media.
right? True, true. But
Now,
let's
speaking
see.
of conspiracy
Oh,
theories,
good.
fucking,
Yeah.
I was talking to someone the other day, and I just offhandedly mentioned how one morning I woke up at like 2 a.m. and I stumbled on the Skinwalker trend on like TikTok or some shit.
Yeah.
Because you know me, I hate TikTok, but I'm forced to use it because you keep sending me TikTok, so I have to have it downloaded.
Bro, but like some of the TikToks I find are so funny. They're it's good shit, bro.
I mean, I found a few that aren't half bad, but it's few and far between. A lot of it is either really cringy not even comedy, just like someone who thinks they're funny, people who are thirst trapping, and
Yeah, there's a
then
lot of
that like
that.
there's like a 2% variable for like, okay, that was actually kind of funny. I'll save that. Hmm. But point is, it was like 2 a.m. I stumble upon Skinwalker TikTok, and it's people making jokes about Skinwalkers, and it's usually the same meme over and over again, where it's like me clutching the shotgun under my desk as I see two Skinwalkers disguised as customers approaching me, or my favorite one, this guy. It was a picture of this guy just looking out a window that says, "Me watching the coyote in my yard stand up on back on its hind legs and say my full name, my birth year, and January 7th, 2049 before going back to normal."
What the fuck? Uh,
So
well, I've seen those too, but like they're always like tagged with like schizophrenia. Like
I do like that, yeah.
I'm just
I
like,
say
ooh,
that's very relatable.
but no, good
But
old
no,
Skinwalker talk.
but yeah, I brought that up offhandedly, and the person I was talking to was like, "Oh my God, if there's one thing I believe in, it's skinwalkers." And I'm like, I mean, aliens, ghosts, Bigfoot. Skinwalkers is the one you go with?
I don't know, man. I'm pretty convinced.
Don't get me wrong. I believe, but
I believe.
that's more just like that video of the guy. It's titled "Me Going Another Round with the Local Skinwalker," where he's in like an abandoned building and there's a deer in there, and he like bumps it on the head with his hands, and it gets on its hind legs and starts like throwing hands with him.
What the fuck?
And it's like set to the Wii resort music.
Yeah.
It's just real obscure stuff. But point is, oh yeah, absolutely believe him, 100%. And I think I showed her the video I found where this guy is riding around on a horse on an Arizona ranch, which already, that's
Right.
Skinwalker country.
You're the Skinwalker country now.
Dude just riding along on his horse, probably got his six piece in his back pocket. And he's like talking about how, oh yeah, put out trail cams, and I don't know, the battery keeps getting drained, but it's not recording nothing. And I'm like, ooh, you shouldn't be out this far alone, sir. And as he's going, he looks to his left, he sees like a bunch of crows, and then he hears it. It sounds like a woman's voice going, "Hey." And he kind of looks around, and the horse stops in its tracks. And then he hears it again, but louder and much closer. And the horse just loses its shit and starts like just fleeing as fast as possible.
I mean, same.
And I'm like, yeah, you probably shouldn't go outside for the rest of your life. Just maybe move away from Arizona.
Jesus Christ. Bro, that's the thing that freaks me out about like the concept of skinwalkers is like there was a video I saw and God, I can't remember who it was. Excuse me. It was on TikTok. It was some lady and she lived out in the mountains somewhere. It was either I think it was somewhere in Virginia. Um, or West Virginia. I don't fucking know. But the point is, she was out there and she heard a baby crying at the edge of the forest, and like her kids were outside. She's like, "Come on in, kids," and she's literally holding a fucking like 12 gauge shotgun. She's like,
That's
"Come on in, come on in, kids," and she's holding up her phone recording. You just hear, "Wah, wah," and I'm just like,
this ain't her first rodeo.
honestly, she's like, this ain't the first time I've heard a baby in the woods. She literally said that in the video, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Like, don't get me wrong. There's some of them that are clearly fake, or definitely it's not a skinwalker. Like some of them I've heard, and I'm like, yeah, that's literally just the sound a dumbass deer makes when it's in heat. Calm
Right.
the fuck down. He's just horny.
But you're like, okay, but it just said hey.
Yeah, it's when it says full words that I'm like, yeah, that might not be an animal.
It's like the fucking parrot out there or some shit. This is a fucking parrot out in the Arizona wilderness.
I would believe a parrot if it weren't, saying my name, my birth year, and January 7th, 2047 to me.
The same. Oh man, someone should make a Skinwalker like video game because like I know that Dead or what is it? The fucking PlayStation game. Shit, it's like the storytelling game.
Oh, yeah, where it's literally heavy rain, but instead of solving a murder, you're literally just teenagers getting murdered in the wood.
Right. Oh
And
fuck.
one of the characters literally looks just like Chris Reagan.
I mean, I guess. I'll have to look at the characters again, but I'm trying to remember the fucking name of that. But you know what I'm talking about. And but there's
Yeah,
there's Wendigos in
Zero
there.
Dawn or something.
What was it?
Before Dawn or something.
Is it Before Dawn?
I don't know, something Dawn.
Let me look. Until Dawn? Until Dawn.
Sure, that
Yeah,
sounds
it's called.
like it.
Yeah, Until Dawn. But it has Wendigo in the game, and like the Wendigo are pretty close to like, they're close-ish to like the concept of a Skinwalker. But like,
No, not really. Skinwalkers aren't really humans transformed into cannibals, cannibalistic monsters. At
well, I
least
know,
not in most of the lore.
well, I know, like Skinwalkers are more like, they're like Native American witches. Like they have the ability to turn into. Well, I guess it depends on what version you're looking at. Because like the Navajo, they believe that they're like Native American witches, that they're evil, they can turn into animals and stuff.
I mean, I don't know. I'm probably more scared of the Native American witch that can turn into an animal and lure me into the woods than I am some guy who ate human skin and now has antlers.
Same.
Still not, still not hyped about it, but less scared.
Same. Oh lord. But anyhow, we'll move on from Skinwalkers for now. We'll talk about that another day. But yeah, what was I going to say? Oh, before we get too far ahead, if you're listening to this, join our Discord. The link's in the description. Because we got that good shit, bro. Our Discord's a lot of fun. I want to give a special thank you to a individual named Squid. Squid is one of our admins. He is, or they are, because I don't know who they are, but they are a wonderful individual who basically offered to revamp our Discord for free because I mean, me and Salsa had very little knowledge of what the fuck we were doing. So go figure.
I mean, I know some things, just not that many.
Right.
Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm a solid 4.
But Squid was a solid like 7, maybe even 8.
Exactly.
So the Squid helped us out, got the Discord looking nice and shiny, and yeah, it's going pretty good so far. So anyhow, feel free to join the Discord. Take part in all of this and have a good time. But yeah, good stuff. Otherwise, follow us on social media. I'm trying to get more people to follow like our YouTube and like our Facebook and our Twitter and all that stuff. But anyhow, we'll actually talk about some other stuff. So last week, I mentioned this on Salsa to send me the picture of the character from Until Dawn with the fucking Chris Reagan. Okay, I see exactly what you're saying.
Exactly. Like, yeah, that's spot on. And they're both named Chris.
Shit. But oh man. But anyhow, so last week, like we said, we took the week off. I spent my week off playing Resident Evil. I played Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3 remake. What did you do during your week off there, Chief?
Well, I played a bit of Resident Evil 2
Really?
remake. Yeah, I tried to beat one scenario and get hardcore S rank so I could unlock the infinite ammo MP5.
I gotcha.
Impossible. I'll never be able to do that. It literally, you have to do it in 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
I was a whole hour off. So clearly not going to happen. So inevitably, I just spent the $5 to buy the DLC that unlocks it all for you.
Oh my god.
It's a little sad, but at the same time, I'm a sucker for the MP5. Like, if
Yeah.
I could own one gun in the world, it would probably be the MP5. That is a clean looking gun. Those Germans nailed it. Delicious.
Yeah.
Looks
What is
great.
I
But
sorry, excuse me. Which scenario do you have to play to get that? Oh really?
any of them, you just have to rank any single scenario. And
One hardcore specifically?
yep. And I could not do that.
Gotcha. Yeah, because I mean what was it? Fuck, which one was it? Because I played on the second run. Just because is Leon's he's the one who goes first, and then Claire kind of does her thing. But no, I was talking to my wife because I was playing the games and she was watching me play. Because for everybody who doesn't know, the Resident Evil movie comes out not next month, later this month. And
I'm pretty jazzed.
yeah, I am too, dude. I'll say we're planning to see it pretty much right when it comes out, somehow, some way. And so I was playing the 3 games because, I mean, most likely we're probably not going to see a whole lot from Resident Evil 3 in the movie, but we'll probably see some Resident Evil 1 and 2 for sure because, it's pretty clear that those are going to be introduced to some respect. And so I was like, yeah, so I should go ahead and play these through just so that way I have them kind of fresh in my mind. And my wife, we were talking about it, but I realized that like I had played Resident Evil 2. I've played Leon A, Claire A, and I've played Claire B, but I've never played and beaten Leon B.
I mean, there's really not much there to say, but might as well.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to say because what was I was going to say? With the Leon B and the Claire B scenarios, the one thing that I don't like about it is the fact that they give you like a whole new gun, and the only handgun ammo that drops is for that gun. So like,
Yeah.
I mean, they because you have like the gunpowders, and like the gunpowders they drop. You got like the gunpowder, normal gunpowder, and then the high grade gunpowder.
Yeah.
And it's like if you go ahead,
you can't make, like, you can make 9mm ammo, but you can't make the 45 ammo you need in that
Right.
scenario. So you're either forced to carry both your 45 and your 9, so you know don't run out of ammo, or you just do what I do and use the infinite ammo samurai edge you unlock.
Yeah, I haven't unlocked any of that because it is Resident Evil
Really?
2. Yeah, I don't know how or why, but or maybe I have and I just don't look. But
I mean, it's in your inventory box. You just open it and right there,
hmm.
Samurai Edge Infinite.
Do you have to? Is it like Resident Evil 3 where you have to use points to unlock it?
That's one thing I liked in Resident Evil 3 is you can buy things with points. In this, you unlock things through achievements,
Oh, okay.
and I don't know what you have to do. I'm guessing you have to A rank like multiple scenarios to get it, maybe. I don't know. Let me Google that real quick. I mean, surely it can't be that hard if I unlocked it. Resident Evil 2 Remake Infinite. Fuck is this? Oh, so I just got notification from Discord. You know, and say it's funny. You just talked about Squid, and they're calling us.
Yeah, I just saw them post that in the Discord. And I say it looks like someone found our Discord from the website that uh, that we post on because there's this thing called I think it's called Disboard. I think is what it's
Oh yeah.
called, and it's like it does like the bump thing or whatever. For people who don't know what that is, I mean it's
Mm.
a Discord thing. But yeah, so someone I guess someone found our thing for that.
All right. So according to this, if you destroy all the Mr. Raccoon toys, you get an unbreakable combat knife, which is cool because it's the original knife from the original Resident Evil 2.
Okay, yeah,
Not like pixelated or anything, but it's just like got the gold furnishing with the wood handle. Cool stuff. But for the Samurai Edge, you have to S rank the game on standard difficulty. It's really not too hard.
it's not too hard.
I mean, that gives you like 3.5 hours on A scenarios and 3 hours on B scenarios.
Yeah, I don't have
All
that
right.
amount of time, but actually, speaking of, because like I haven't unlocked anything yet, so I'm gonna have to like watch and actually try and certain goals because I just played everything on assisted because I'm a pleb. But
Yeah, clearly.
I obviously when I first I played it on normal. But since I was just going back there and replaying for fun, um, I was just playing on assisted, especially when I was playing Resident Evil 3. I played it on assisted, and I have the infinite ammo handgun for that. Um, I actually,
The
yeah,
MEP,
I think so. In Resident Evil
good one.
3, yeah.
That was
I
probably the
also
first thing I unlocked.
same. I honestly same because I was like, they because like I was thinking to myself in the game, you have to carry around your handgun ammo, and your knife in case that you run into like those yellow boxes. So if you unlock the unlimited ammo handgun, you can just carry that rather than a knife and all the other stuff because it's unlimited ammo.
Plus, I really didn't care for the look of the Glock in that game. I
Right.
really wish Jill had kept her samurai edge from the intro. But the MEP, that's a solid looking gun. For one,
Yeah.
no goofy attachments. And it's designed off the USP, so solid effort. I like it.
Fair. And then
But
I also unlocked the unlimited ammo assault rifle, the CQC or the
mm,
QCQ. I don't know what the fuck it's called.
huh,
It has like a I think it's called CQC, like close quarters combat.
I don't know if it's CQC, but I think I know what you're talking about. It's the
Yeah,
M4.
right. I'm trying to remember. There's other stuff too that I wanted to unlock, but I didn't have enough points. Unlockables and RE3 remake. All right.
I mean, there's tons of them, and some of them are just shitty. Like the heated knife. It's like cool. That doesn't seem useful. I've never used a knife as an offensive weapon ever, so no, thank you.
Let's
Though
see. Or go ahead.
I was gonna say I did like how the knife didn't break after like 3 uses. So
Okay, it's the Infinite CQBR assault rifle.
mm, close quarters battle rifle.
Yep. But yeah, so cool. Yeah, and I did like that in the Resident Evil 3 that the knife was, wasn't breakable after like 5 seconds.
I that's definitely one of my main gripes about Resident Evil 2 remake, but there's very few things I had to complain about Resident Evil 2 remake overall.
Yeah.
So if that's one of the big ones, then they really got off lucky.
That I was gonna say. I mean, relatively speaking, it could have been much worse. Um, I mean, look at Resident Evil 3, for instance. Like,
I love Resident Evil 3, man. I even enjoyed the remake, but yeah, they kinda screwed the pooch on that one.
well, I was watching because I watched a YouTuber. His name is Bakba Soup. Or he's not a YouTuber. He's a streamer on Twitch. He plays like a bunch of Resident Evil games. And he even plays like a bunch of obscure shit. Like, have you seen Kendo's mod?
Kendo's mod?
Yeah, it's it's stupid as hell. But look up Kendo's mod, and you should watch the Bakba Soup video of him playing it. I mean, it's for Resident Evil 2, the original, and it's honestly hilarious. There's actually
Hmm.
two. It's Kendo's mod, and then there's Kendo's mod uncut, which is the Claire scenario. But
It's funny you mentioned Kendo. I was actually going to say, since you recently replayed Resident Evil 2 Remake, in Kendo's workshop, did you find the note they added?
I picked up everything, but I was just going through it so quick. But what was the note?
Well, apparently, I don't know when they added this. Wasn't in the first game I played, but after Resident Evil 3 Remake was announced, they added a note in Kendo's gun shop that you can find as Leon or Claire. That bit is from Jill that says, "Hey Kendo, if your other plans happen to fall through, you know where to find me. I'll do anything I can to help you out." Jill.
Oh, okay, yeah, I do remember that.
I'll say, first time I played the game was when it first came out, so I never saw that note because it wasn't in the game yet. And I gotta say, I like that nod. It's the origin, you know, like that, and in the Resident Evil 2, it was the demo. After the game came out and Resident Evil 3 was about to come out, they added the ability to go back and play the demo again. And if you go stand in like the courtyard, you can hear Nemesis.
Yep, you can hear him say it's like stores.
And I gotta say, that's pretty nifty. I enjoy that they put that much effort into it. I wish they'd put that much effort into Resident Evil 3.
I was literally gonna say that. I was gonna say I wish they put that much effort into Resident Evil 3 rather than Resident Evil Resistance or whatever bullshit that game was.
I hate it so much because the thing is, if they wanted to make a good Resident Evil multiplayer game, I can tell you so many ways to do that based on history.
Bro, just remake Outbreak at this point.
Yeah, Outbreak was phenomenal and apparently could even be canon because, as I understand it, only one of the people from that game survive, like canonically.
Really?
Yeah, apparently. And I guess I should say, spoiler warning, if you even want to hear this. I don't think you're gonna go back and play through those games again anytime soon, so
I own both of them, so I might. I mean, I'm not real worried about spoilers because I probably know, but
well, Spoiler warning anyway, for a 13-year-old game or so. But it's the doctor, George.
Okay.
Basically, in the game, you find out that all of the survivors are infected, except for George, because after you find out you're all infected, you go and make the uh, daylight virus or something. I don't know. It's basically a means to clear up an early T virus infection, and you only have enough to make 2 doses. And then a helicopter comes down with firefighters on it, who are looking for survivors, and the group makes the decision to put George on that helicopter with both doses, one for him and then one for the government to mass reproduce. The rest of them stay behind and sacrifice themselves for the greater good.
I got you. Yeah,
So
see how that
that's a
turned
pretty.
out.
I mean, hey, it's good that they were willing to lay down their lives to not risk infecting other people. I respect that. I don't know if I would do it. I'd be like, listen, I feel good enough that I'm going to go to the outside world and wait until they make another dose. If they don't and make one in time, just shoot me. Easy peasy.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
It really do be that easy, my guy.
That's funny shit. I'll have to go play those again because like I've pretty much played through all of the first Outbreak, but I've not really touched Outbreak File 2 at all.
Yeah, File 2 gets a little wild. Like, you literally fight an overgrown flea called the Gigabyte.
Same, bro. Same.
Like, Resident Evil has had a weird, colorful history, and that's definitely one of their more unique instances.
Yo, bro, what's your name? Gigabyte.
Like, I see how it is.
Right. It's like you got Yawn, you have Tyrant,
Cerberus,
Cerberus. I think the spiders in Resident Evil 1 are called like Black Tiger or something like that.
Ouroboros.
Ouroboros. Oh fuck, what's the parasite in Resident Evil 4? The
Oh,
Lost Plagas.
yep.
You know, you have
Like,
like they have all these cool names.
yeah. And then they're just like, yeah, it's a giant flea, and fleas bite, so gigabyte. And its minions, the smaller ones, megabytes. It's like, motherfucker, this is a survival horror game. We're not looking for puns.
Hey,
But
bro, I'm always looking for puns.
it was a wild game. But my point is, it's so easy to make a good Resident Evil multiplayer.
Yeah,
If they want to do something that's 4-on-4 type combat, like they keep trying to do, just make an arena shooter with Resident Evil elements. And no, that doesn't mean make the characters like Leon, Jill, Chris, etc. Like, for example, an idea I've pondered in my head. Make a Resident Evil, it doesn't have to be canon, but like it's kind of like Left 4 Dead, where the game's kind of randomized every time you play it.
yeah,
But there's like 3 scenarios. One is a group of survivors spawn randomly in Raccoon City and have to find an escape. One scenario is the police, and you have to like defend the police station, and it's like a wave-based mode.
yeah,
And then have one from like the USS point of view, where you have to basically complete X amount of tasks to get extracted. Like, oh, go take out this informant, or go destroy this information, escort this guy to safety, yada, yada, yada. Do that and make it to where you can customize your characters all in the current Resident Evil engine. Perfect. People would play the hell out of that.
Yep. I mean, it doesn't have to be super complex or anything. I agree. I feel like that'd be cool. I mean, granted, we don't really know what RE-verse is going to be like since it's been delayed until next year, but
Yeah, I don't have high hopes for that. These motherfuckers are like, yeah, RE-verse, it's gonna be great. And then they're like, oh yeah, by the way, 3 years after Resident Evil 8 comes out, you're still not gonna be playing it. So we're gonna get DLC for Resident Evil 8 before we get that.
yeah, I'm actually really excited because they said that DLC was supposed to come next year, right?
Yep, they officially announced it, and they've yet to say anything else, which is not concerning, but it's like this late in the process, I feel like they should know something about it.
Well, some people are theorizing that it's either going to be like a Chris story mode, um, or there was,
Yeah, it's gonna be a Chris story mode.
yeah, some
I
people,
we
yeah.
we know
Oh,
how
go ahead.
Capcom thinks at this point.
So I feel like Chris would be a good choice. Some people were like, bro, because like there is some concept art of Ada in the village and
Yeah,
shit. So
I saw that.
some people were like, what if they do like an Ada mode or some shit? I'm like, I mean, I'd play it. Anything's better than nothing.
I think they would have a hard time doing that and maintaining the illusion that it is Ada Wong because Ada has very high mobility. Resident Evil first person does not.
Right.
Like, how are you going to do hook shot with first person?
Hey, they in Resident Evil 4 VR, they just when you do the hook shot, they just cut to a pre-rolled clip of you
Oh,
doing it.
oh, I'm aware. Resident Evil VR, cool concept. I love it. I don't like how they executed it, especially all the content they cut. Like, I don't know if you've heard about this, but they've removed voice lines from the game.
Really,
Yeah, like particularly, there's one part where Leon hits on Hunnigan that they removed,
it's weird.
and then the part where Lewis looks at Ashley and goes, "Ay ay ay, looks like the president equipped his daughter with ballistics." You're like,
Yeah,
that's an iconic Lewis line. Why did we remove it? And I think it all
that's.
comes down. What?
I was gonna say that's like those are like iconic lines from the game.
Exactly. I think it all comes down to they probably had to remove it due to they have an exclusivity deal with Facebook, since that's the only headset you can play it on, is the Oculus Quest 2.
Yeah,
And you know how Facebook is with if it's content they have a hand in helping produce, they are going to make sure there's not even a lick of dirty humor in it. But if it's content posted by people that they're supposed to be quote unquote moderating, who gives a shit? They can call for an insurrection. Doesn't involve Facebook. That's not on our hands.
your blood is on their hands.
But I like it. I still hope that's not the remake we're getting. Assuming we are still getting that Resident Evil 4 remake.
Yeah, so I had heard that was what was going to come out next with Resident Evil 9 coming out in 2023. But yeah, a lot of people right now the running theory that because I follow the Reddit on for Resident Evil and I follow a bunch of other stuff. A lot of people think that next year is either going to be Resident Evil 4 remake or Resident Evil Code Veronica remake.
Well, if we're going based on what makes the most sense canonically and historically, yeah, it would be Code Veronica because Code Veronica was supposed to be the direct. That was 3, but they couldn't make it and finish it within a year's deadline, so they put out Resident Evil 3 Nemesis instead, which was meant to be a side story to Resident Evil 2, like DLC, like you've talked about
Yeah.
this before. So if they were going to remake another game, Code Veronica would be the most obvious choice. Because, I mean, for one, it has not aged well. That game is terrible.
I mean, I didn't like it when it came out.
I mean, even when it came out, the only thing it had going for it was new and moody PlayStation 2 Resident Evil.
Right. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. It wasn't horrible. I just think for me, the biggest issue, I felt like Code Veronica dragged and dragged and dragged. Like I felt like
Yeah.
it took so long to make progress. Like, I sat down and I played Resident Evil 1 Remake. And Resident Evil 1 Remake, it is a long game. But you feel like you're making progress because you're constantly changing scenario, you're going through different areas and shit. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. I felt like I was just stuck playing Resident Evil Code Veronica.
It was a nightmare. But it makes sense if that's going to be their next remake, especially considering when they started Resident Evil 2 Remake, they knew they had to do Resident Evil 3 as well. So,
Right.
little known fact, they started making them both at the same time.
Of course.
So, I think it's ironic that they started at the same time, yet Resident Evil 3 turned out the way it did compared to Resident Evil 2 Remake, but clearly now that their schedules are freed up since they chose not to make any DLC for Resident Evil 3, yeah, they should have been working on Resident Evil Code Veronica X Remake. Perfect time.
Honestly, I'm pissed that they didn't make any DLC for 3.
Right?
Not even like a fucking mercenaries mode or something.
It's the least they could have done considering they screwed us out of so much content.
Literally, when I was playing it when I first played Resident Evil 3 Remake, I had a sub 3-hour run the first time I played that game. Not even kidding. First time I played it.
I can't even say that's a unique occurrence. I'm pretty sure mine was also sub 3 hours.
Exactly.
Actually, no, my first run, yeah, it was under 3 hours. But then I went back and played it again and pretended like that didn't happen, and then played it as slow as possible to get the most enjoyment out of it.
You're like, I gotta erase my memory.
Like, bruh, this isn't even like, this is a common occurrence at this point. Like right now, I'm playing Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Game has been broken as hell since launch, but every time they put out a new update, I literally just factory reset my brain and say, "Cool, gonna play it through from the beginning again," which isn't easy because there is no new game plus. You have to start this shit brand new every time and lose all your good shit. And get this.
These fucking video game designers are really just blowing their loads at the fact that we can't even do it.
Exactly. Like, these motherfuckers, they know we want a new game plus. Because literally there's content locked behind the, for example, the final mission. You unlock a new costume. Well, what the fuck am I going to use it on if I lose it when I restart the game?
They just said, go fuck yourself.
Exactly. And some people, like, every time I bring it up in the Reddit, and I know, cringe, Reddit, whatever, I only use it to complain about this game. I go to the board, and I'm just like, hey, new game plus when? And every time, some dumb motherfucker in the comments, because the board's basically divided into like 3 communities within the same community, and that's the milsim players who want the game to be as die-hard Ghost Recon as possible, where literally you count every bullet you pick up so you can load it into your gun to hand. Then you got the tactical players who are like, we want more cosmetics. We want to look as cool as possible. And then you got the people who are just, I don't know. They're the people who are like pessimistic about every update, but then they'll complain about other people when they complain about the game. Like they'll come on to my post and they'll be like, "Oh, they're never gonna add a new game plus. You just have to replay missions individually." To which I kindly inform them every time. Your mother doesn't love you, first off. But more to the point, that's not the same. If I have, first
Right.
off, the missions aren't in order. It's literally a branching tree of missions. So there's no order to play them in. Unless you've memorized it somehow, in which case, idiot savants you are. That's Rain Man type stuff. Like, I literally Googled what order to play missions in, and I had to find a flow chart by another Redditor that shows roughly what missions to play in what order. And even then, it's a nightmare to look at.
It's like that. It's like that picture of Charlie Day from Always Sunny with like all the
Ah,
shit in the background
Pepe
with like the
Sylvia.
string. Right.
I love that. I've never watched that show, but I've seen that clip a million times. It's so funny.
That's you. That's literally you trying to play fucking Ghost Recon, trying to
Exactly.
trying to resemble some normalcy in life.
It's like all I goddamn want is to be able to play the game with the cosmetics I've unlocked from the end of the game. Is that so hard? Like literally, there's a vest in the second to last DLC that if you play the game in chronological order is pretty much end game content.
Right.
And I want it at the beginning of the game. So my options are either A, skip it, all the early missions, and go right to the DLC to unlock it, which ruins any sense of immersion, or I wait till I unlock it, at which point there's only like 2 missions after it that I can use it in. It's like, come on. Come on. Don't
You're
make
like,
me do.
I'm gonna do it.
I'll say
But
Ubisoft is a. Speaking of Ubisoft, I like you found the time to play Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3 remakes in a week. Yet you have yet to start any of the Assassin's Creed games I told you to play.
you are correct. I can't say nothing.
You're not even
Honestly,
gonna defend. You're just like, no, that's right.
look, I mean, I feel bad, but at the same time, it's like I have like, I mean, this way it's gonna sound like I don't want anybody pitying me, but I have like no time to do anything because like I do like are the YouTube, so I do like a weekly podcast with you, and then I do my weekly video on Friday. I do another podcast with for wrestling that I usually do an interview once a week. I work a 40-hour a week, job, a normie job, desk job, and then I also Grubhub 10 to 15 hours a week. So like, I mean, when I do have time to do anything, it's typically like when I purposely don't do other stuff. So like last week, I didn't do hardly anything other than work. So I found time to play games.
You gotta find
I
the time.
Yeah. So I decided to
See,
to cut,
I,
trim the fat, if you will.
I will delete the YouTube channel. I am going to just eviscerate our 700 subscribers just to make you play these games.
I'll get to them eventually. I promise. I have to find the motivation and I have to find the time and just sit down and play them.
Well, the good news is it's really not a hard game to get into. First off, you don't even have to play the first one, and that's a very steep learning curve, the first one.
Yeah, I have played some of the first one. I remember playing it when it came out years ago. You were playing it, and I tried it, and I thought it was pretty interesting. But
The
you are
first
correct.
one's a little difficult. It's like, oh, you have to go from Masyaf all the way to Israel, and you have to ride a horse to get there. And it's like, okay, is there like a shortcut, fast travel? No, no. For every mission, you have to ride from horseback from point A to point B, and it's not going to be easy. People will chase you on the way. And it's like, okay, first off, fuck off. The combat's not good enough to force me to do this.
You're like, first off, go fuck yourself. Second of all, I'm turning the game off.
Exactly. To this day, I've not beat the original. I've just watched videos of what the story entails because I don't care to sit through that torture.
I know
But
you told me, you're like, yeah, you just need to watch like a video about the first one to get an idea of what's going on.
I mean, I can literally just tell you what happens, and it's not even like a full paragraph worth of information. Point is, start at 2 and just play until, I don't know. You don't even have to play until you get to the new stuff. There's a good cutting off point where it's like, oh, this game was worse than the last, and that one worse than the prior. At some point, it just gets bad enough that you can stop and just pretend that's all the Assassin's Creed games.
You're like, there does come a point where you can just pretend like nothing else exists.
Exactly.
I feel that. But actually, we're getting close to our cutoff points. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we wanted to mention to the folks out there. Oh, if you've made it this far, make sure you're asking questions. I put a post in the community posts on YouTube. There's a whole channel dedicated to it on the Discord, and you can tweet us and Facebook us. But ask us questions for our 700 subscribers video now that we're going to be doing here in a couple weeks. So I am going to be seeing Salsa very soon, and we're going to record a video together. I've actually already determined how we're going to do this, but Salsa will most likely have a mask on or something because he does not want his identity known to the public.
I'm probably not even going to show up on video.
I mean, that's what you think.
Listen. You really think it's wise to upset the man whose house you're about to step into?
What is he going to do? He can do shit, bitch. Are you being silent, or did I lose you?
No, just thinking of a fair, rational punishment for your negligence.
Or my negligence, damn. Anyhow. But yeah, so we're going to be doing the 700 subscribers video. It originally was going to be our 100 subscribers video because I forgot to do one. And I'm like, oh, well, hey, I'm going to see Salsa pretty soon. So I'll just do it then. And then it was 200. And then it was 300, 400, 500, 600. Now 700 subscribers video. I would be surprised if we don't hit 800 subscribers by the next time. Because as of the time of recording this, we are at 742 subscribers. So yeah, it'll probably be 800 subscribers by the time that we record that.
I mean, hey, I'm not complaining.
Yeah, me neither. I'm not complaining at all. I'm very happy with what we're doing. Also, I've talked about this before, but we're going to talk about some analytics for a second.
Oh God, no.
I know
I'm already falling asleep here and you talk about it.
No, basically, the numbers improved, I think, slightly, but like 91.4% of the people who watch us are not subscribed. So if you're watching right now, oh shit, I dropped something. But if you're watching right now, and you are not subscribed, subscribe. Por favor, please. It'd be much appreciated because we want to get more people subscribed, get some more viewership, and continue to grow this channel. Eventually, I want to get a better microphone for doing this shit. For when I do my, conspiracy theory videos. So yeah, we want to be able to make some money and improve our content. So if you like our content, give us a subscribe. we greatly appreciate it. So, but Salsa, do you have anything else you want to say before we close out here?
Um, Nothing important per se, except for NFTs. Y'all hear about this shit?
Bro, don't even
Uh,
start. What the fuck's an NFT? What the fuck is even an NFT?
I don't originally I heard like a couple NFTs that sounded cool where it was like, yeah, for like a 1 week only, you can buy the new Weezer album as an NFT, but after that, no copies will be sold ever again. And it's like, oh, that's a nifty idea, I guess, but now it's like, oh yeah, NFT, you spend like a whole Bitcoin and I send you the original picture of a monkey that I drew, and that we call it a day. And it's like, why would I want that? It's not even a good picture of a monkey.
Isn't a Bitcoin like thousands of dollars?
Yeah, it's something like $42,000 right now. They're
Shit.
NFT. It's a scam, is what it is. NFTs are a scam. Like this dude literally keeps drawing the same picture of a monkey with minor differences. His name's like Calvin Becerra or something. And I'm looking at all three of these pictures right now, and they all look terrible. And he's just like, major news. Three of my pictures were stolen last night because they literally consider if you right click on an image he posts on Twitter and save it, that's theft. Just befuddling.
What the?
And
I
it
don't.
is
That's funnier than it
it,
should be.
it is hilarious. Like literally, my favorite thing about this is everyone's dunking on them. They'd have no one on their side other than dumb rich people who think it's a cool idea. So everyone every time is like, they post you remember that old you wouldn't download a car, would you?
Right?
It just says you wouldn't right click an NFT, would you?
I sure fucking would.
But it's great. I'm loving it.
It's I don't even. People are so stupid. If you're buying NFTs, you should feel stupid.
Whew, tell me about it.
What the fuck does NFT even stand for? We can end the podcast here in a minute, but an NFT.
Non-fungible token, I believe.
What the fuck does that even mean?
I don't
Yeah,
know all the logic
non-fungible
that goes
token.
into it. All I know is that it's basically like with most digital arts, you're not receiving the original copy. You're receiving a copy of a copy of a copy X amount of times it's been passed down, which lowers the quality and makes the picture you've received not original. Whereas NFTs, as these people are doing it, is you receive the original and then they delete the original. So you are in control of the only known image. Like,
Yeah, because I was looking because it says non-fungible means more or less that it's unique and can't be replaced with something else.
which is a lie, but
You're like, well, that's just not truthful, but go ahead.
it's like I seem to know a way around that. Right click, save image as.
That is left. you,
But
you are a thief.
and I mean, some people are going so far that they're trying to do this thing where websites are helping them hide the image to where you can view it, but you can't right click it.
Okay,
So other people,
I was gonna screen capture device and screen clip it. I
exactly,
mean, like, what the fuck?
people will screenshot it and then send it back to the owner and be like, "Look what I did," and inevitably they get blocked. But then eventually, at some point, the people are like, "Yeah, but it's a copy, not an original, so it doesn't count. It doesn't count."
Nobody has to
So
know.
pe- so people are finding ways to now bypass it and steal the original. Like unironically, we're talking about people opening website script code and just ripping the image. It is amazing. I love as a community we're coming together just to fuck with these idiots.
It's You know, like, I don't normally condone bullying on the internet, but, like, this is okay.
I don't condone bullying, but when you're bullying an idiot on the internet, uh, they have chances to correct their behavior.
You had your chance. It's just I don't even know. Like, God bless. I honestly, like, I heard the whole concept of NFT, and a mutual friend of ours named Noah. He was talking about it one time. Actually, it's when we went to Indiana Beach, all of us together, and I think he was talking about buying an NFT, and like, it didn't make any sense when he was trying to explain it to me, and I felt like a boomer. I was like, it's like trying to teach a boomer how to use an iPhone. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? None of that sounded like English. Non fungible. It sounds like goddamn fungus. What the fuck? So
It's like, yeah, you tell me that you spent a whole ass Bitcoin on a picture of a dog pissing on a lamppost.
yeah.
Okay, and
You're like, I could have gone on Google search and found that for you. Like, what?
like the one that kills me is people will try to take a meme and then I don't know, they claim to have the original and then they try to turn that into an NFT. And it's like, no, that's not how memes work. You're never going to be able to delete all the copies.
Right.
It's like if the guy who drew the original troll face tried to make that an NFT, he would be lampooned. Like he would be crucified in the public square of the internet.
Lampooned.
Ooh, what is
You.
this?
I was just say salsa just pauses. What the fuck are you get over there?
Uh, I'm literally like, as we're talking about NFTs, looking at a Twitter page called Crypto Bros Taking L's. And
Damn.
it, like this one, it's like crypto NFT worth over $850,000 sold in error for less than 20. And I am just, ooh, that
Like
is
less than
classic.
$20 or 20,000.
20,000.
Okay, but like you just sold a literal JPEG for fucking 20,000 goddamn dollars. How can
I
you
mean,
be
you're
mad
not
about
wrong.
that?
But the attached picture alongside that as a joke is two eBay listings for Beauty and the Beast 1992 original VHS,
Yeah,
which it's worth like $11,000 because it's so
right.
hard to find. And some guy just copy mint condition for like 99 cents.
Damn.
Oh, that's great. I love it.
Say, have you seen the whole? This will be the last thing we talk about. But have you seen the thing with like the Mew Oreos?
Oh yeah, that allegedly there's only like 6 in existence, but that was quickly debunked.
I saw that same thing, and I'm like, dude, I literally have one in my goddamn closet. Like, I shit you not, I have a pack of those Pokemon Oreos, and we have a Mew Oreo in there, and I'm highly tempted to like try and sell it on like fucking eBay.
Bro, if someone's dumb enough to buy it, do it.
Honestly, like if people can sell fucking JPEGs for $20,000, I should be able to at least get $100 out of that goddamn cookie.
And the sad fact is, there's someone out there who would absolutely fall for that.
Oh, 100%. So, I mean, shit. If anybody out there wants to buy a original Mew, pretty good. I would say it's not excellent condition, but it's probably like fine condition. Mew Oreo, not eaten. It's perfectly good. Hit me up. Starting out $100. All right.
The funniest thing about all that to me is, and this will be the last thing we talk about, and then we can just sign off. Is it reminds me of a post I saw the other day where this woman posted a video of her at some overpriced, clearly bullshit restaurant that was scamming rich people, where she paid like $700 for a
Fuck.
tomahawk ribeye.
You fucking what?
And the reason she paid that much is because it was coated in gold.
Jesus fucking Christ.
And the thing is, a quick Google search proved multiple things. One, it wasn't even A5 Wagyu Japanese. It was Australian standard Wagyu. So already the price would be less than $200 for that. Like, if I'm not mistaken, the total cost to make that steak at home by myself, like $100, $150 at most.
Damn.
And people were just ragging on her like, man, you just got scammed. So she went back and then recorded it and posted it on Twitter again. And she's like, all y'all haters just hate that a black woman's out here enjoying her best life, and all y'all broke ass. And people were like, okay, first we were just dogging on you because you were stupid enough to buy a $700 steak. Now we're dogging on you because you thought it was racist that we made fun of you, when literally you turned around and immediately started making fun of us for being poor.
Damn.
And the steak in the video wasn't even high quality. Like, you can see in the video where he's trying to cut it at the end and it's fighting back. Like it's not even a tender steak. Oh, and the gold coating literally costs like $10 for a 24-pack.
Jesus Christ. I mean,
So,
hey, if that restaurant wants to scam people out of their fucking money, more power to them.
and that's the thing, is it's like they have an audience. People who are wealthy but are too stupid to know whether or not they're being fleeced. And more power to them. If you're dumb enough
Right.
to walk into a restaurant, like, what's that one guy who literally got famous for wearing a white t-shirt, sunglasses, and sprinkling salt on a piece of meat?
Oh, Salt Bay.
Yeah, he's the problem. He's the one who owns these restaurants.
No shit.
Yeah, like, literally, if you look up his restaurant sometime, he's selling steak for like $1,500.
Jesus Christ, that better be the best goddamn steak I've ever eaten in my life.
It's not. That's the trick.
That steak better cure all of my ailments for $1,500.
So
I
for
better.
$1,500, that shit better give me like telekinesis or some shit.
I was gonna say that shit better give me a few inches. Damn. Oh man. Fucking Jesus. Oh my god. People crack me up. People are dumb. But I mean, it is what it is, I guess. If people want to pay fucking $1,500 for a piece of raw meat that's shittier than shit, then more power to them, I guess.
Whew. I love it. I just love dumb people. But yeah, we should probably wrap up.
I was gonna say. But all right. So everybody out there who is listening to this right now, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit subscribe, like, all of that good jazz. Leave us a comment. Leave us some questions. We're going to be doing a Q&A pretty soon, here in a couple weeks. So if you haven't done anything yet, leave us some questions. You can leave it down in the comment section down below. You can leave it on the community post. You can tweet us, Facebook us, or even hop on our Discord. All of that good stuff. Yeah, pretty much it. I mean, follow us on social media. Me and Salsa have all our stuff in the description. And yeah, so stay safe, stay happy, stay awesome, all that good stuff. Salsa, go ahead and close this out.
All I gotta say is, if you're not following me on Twitter, then you are literally wasting your life. I am a grade A Twitter comedian. That's all. End the podcast. I angry.